G'day guys and welcome to SHEA USA. It's a bit of a weird episode this week because firstly you only get half of SHEA. The much better looking half, Jay, is at home resting up. She's about to have a baby. And secondly, we're not in the USA. We're actually in Australia at Sony Music here in their fine studio. So here with me now is Chris Young. No, I'm
That's awesome.
We have Steven here from Love and Theft. How are you, brother?
Yeah, I'm the better looking half of my duo, so that's why I'm glad I'm here. Yeah, I'm doing good, man.
Well, the other half's not here to defend himself.
He's
so
not.
All, you know.
Yeah, we were supposed to play the CMC Hunter Valley Rocks Music Festival, and I flew in a couple days early because I was like, if I'm going to Australia, I want to like hang out as long as I can. So Eric was supposed to fly in later, and we landed and got the word that he had his baby like 10 weeks early, so he's staying with his family. We had to postpone to another day. So hopefully we'll get to come back and play soon. Because I'm pretty bummed because we've been trying to play down here for a long time. So.
Well, I posted something on our Facebook page there today about we're going to have a chat, and there's hundreds of comments about they're very understanding, of course, of the situation, but they're like desperate to have you guys back. So before you leave, you have to schedule something in. You know that.
Yeah. Well, I want to. We're ready to come back whenever. I'll stay if Eric can come next week. I'll stay.
We were chatting before about big stuff coming up on the horizon for you fellas. You're just about to hit the road with Tim McGraw and Brantley Gilbert.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
What's that going to be like, man? You've done some big tours already, but how does this one,
Well,
compare?
Since I was telling you that both of them are sober, so Eric and I are going to look like alcoholics on the tour. We're going to try not to get kicked off it. We toured with Tim and Lady Annabelle like 3 summers ago, and we managed not to piss anyone off. So I think we'll be all right.
So far, so good.
So he invited us back. That means that's a good sign.
So let's chat a little bit about your journey to Nashville, because it's been a bit of a long one, and I've seen it from afar over there a little bit and gone from strength to strength. You're originally from Florida?
Yeah, I grew up in Clearwater, Florida, and I started writing songs, and I was going to USF in Tampa college, and I decided from the Warren brothers, they are the ones that were like, hey, their mom was my math teacher at this really small private school.
Wait, okay, so the Warren brothers, who are friends of all of ours, who write a lot of songs for Tim McGraw and actually were in Tim's band.
Yeah, and they wrote Red Solo Cup.
They did, amongst many others.
Hits, yeah.
So they were what? Your mom's
Their mom was my math teacher, which I graduated at a little private school of like 15 kids in my class.
Okay.
So their mom was my math teacher. And that was back when they were St. Warren. I kept on trying to get her to like let me go see him at the bar. She's like, no, she's a real strong religious lady.
Right.
And so then finally, when I started pursuing music more, I went up there and met with him and played him some of my songs.
To Nashville, you're saying?
Yeah, to Nashville. And played him some of my songs. And he's like, if you want to be a country singer and songwriter, you have to be in this town. So I moved to town, met Eric like a year later. We started writing and playing music together, and we were a trio at the time.
I remember, originally, and you were signed to Lyric Street or something.
We signed to Lyric Street. Well, they put us on Carolwood because I think a lot of it had to do with the Flats, because they already had a trio on Lyric Street. So
that wasn't working out very well for them.
Oh, so yeah. I was like, I don't think that's a problem, because there are obviously. But so, put us on Carolwood, put out Runaway, and then they closed Carolwood down, moved us to Lyric Street, and then they closed Lyric Street down in the middle of our second single. So then our band member quit the day we signed with Sony. We're about to turn the paperwork in, and Brian quit.
So just, if you don't mind, so we'll touch on that for a sec. So what, was it just a personal thing? You were just having enough? Because I know how hard it is.
And that's what it was for him. He just had a baby, and he didn't like the politics of it all.
Right.
It overwhelmed him a lot. He got, he was real emotional about it. He always got, and I actually like that part of it. So
you got to be a politician, right?
I know. Well, that's one thing I would like to get into at some point. So for me, even though even the negative parts, it's still like it's a rush for me. So those parts don't ever stress me out, because we've been on 4 radio tours. I know just because the guy's your friend doesn't mean he's just gonna play your record. So I like all that part of it, and he just kind of got stressed out, and he's not passionate about country music, and he didn't really tell us that until later on.
Right.
But we could start to see. He actually tried to quit. Not many people know this. He tried to quit in the middle of the Tim McGraw Lady Annabelle tour. We were in California, and we were like, you are not quitting. Right now. And then he kind of brushed. He's like, I just want to do this other project. I'm like, do your other project. You're not. And then later on, a year later, he's like, I just don't want to do this anymore. So it worked out really good for us. We went to the label. Eric and I talked, like, dude, this could be perfect. So we went to the label. And we're like, hey, we want to be a duo. And Brooks and Dunn had just retired. Right. And Montgomery Gentry had just went to another label. So we were like, dang, we're the only duo on Sony. So And so then we begged, like, please put us on RCA, and they put us on RCA, which was even better because I love Elvis Presley, and that's like my favorite label.
Sure.
So we're on our dream label now, and it's working out pretty
Wow,
good.
man. And Brian, is it Brian?
Yeah,
is
Brian.
happily working at guitar
Yeah,
Center.
yeah. He just left. He's not now. He's doing
I was
something with
making
an
that up.
artist.
Is he really working at guitar Center?
Dude, he was.
Oh, really? No,
Oh, I thought you knew that. I thought maybe you saw him in there.
No, I was just making that up.
That's funny though. Yeah.
Cut, stop the press. Sorry everybody, but we have a very important announcement to make right now.
That's correct, Jay. We want to do something special for you guys watching. We want to give you a free copy of one of our songs from our new record, 1+1.
Totally free.
We want to give you Missing Miracles, which is one of my favorite songs from the record. We want to give it away totally free as an MP3. All you got to do is go to our website, which is www.therealo'shea.com.
What is it?
It's therealo'shea.com and sign up to get access and get this free MP3.
Right, back to the program.
So album's out here, and the first single went to #1, I believe.
Yes. It's our first
Little
#1
bit of
ever.
Devil in her Angel Eyes.
Yes,
Yeah,
Angel Eyes.
yeah.
Yeah. So that was cool.
And that's very cool, and somewhat autobiographical in the sense that your father was a preacher.
Yes, he is. My dad's a
And
preacher.
Eric's was
Eric's dad is a music minister, so
Okay.
and he's also an engineer. So that was cool because it kind of fit the vibe. And I got sisters, so it leans a little towards them.
right.
So it was fun. And we were really excited about that. That was a big deal for us because we'd had so many lows before that,
Yep.
and you never know if you're ever. You never know if it's going to be over
Mm-hmm.
at any time. It can happen. You know how it is. So we don't take it for granted at all, and it was a great feeling. We partied we celebrated for like 6 months.
Good. As you should be still celebrating.
I still
man.
kind of am.
#1 in the States is pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's pretty
thank
cool.
you.
So let's talk about Oz and your time here so far. And it sucks that you can't play on the weekend, but what have been the highlights so far? You've been in town for 3-4 days?
Yeah, we've been having a good time. We went to Manly Beach yesterday. Went to the wine bar there, which is great. The only downside is they pour awful cocktails here. It's like the smallest drinks. That's the only thing. So it's like, and that like some of these bars won't let you get a double, which is weird, and you have to have mixers with it and all that. And
So
I'm just like,
for the folks
whoa.
at home, like in Australia, obviously everyone at home knows they pour it to an exact amount.
There's
a little
no free
thing,
pouring.
There's a thing on the end of the bottle, so it's a requirement by law that you get
Yeah.
a certain amount of alcohol in the glass and no more. Whereas in the States, and particularly in the South, it's how well the bartender.
It's double
and,
fisting,
it's
yeah.
kind of just like, yeah,
This is a good story. You can keep this rolling. We went to the backpacker bar.
yeah.
And we were talking to these chicks, and they were like, they seemed cool for a little while, and they were from Germany. And then
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you got a lot of tattoos and everything. She's like, yeah, I have a lot of tattoos. And I'm like, yeah, so what do you got this? And she goes, yeah, and I got one on my I was like, okay. We saw a lot of weird stuff that night.
So, mate, thanks for hanging out.
Thank you, man. This is fun.
We can't wait till you get back here and
Me
come
too.
and play for us. We've been talking to Stephen from Love and Theft.
For the light, for the love, for the not giving up, for the faith and the fight, for just standing by my side, for the hope.
Hey, thanks for checking out our video.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel by clicking this button here. And if you want to listen to some of our music on iTunes, you can do so by clicking this one here.
Oh, and you can leave a comment way down below.
See you soon.